Mom's house. All right. So, we're rolling. Take two on another edition of Your Mom's House podcast. We are recording and
from Silver Lake.
Silver Lake, east side, bitch, of Los Angeles. This is Your Mom's House. I am Tom Segura, here with the lovely Christina Pajitsky. Hello, say hello, Christina.
Hello, everybody, and happy almost Christmas to everyone.
Happy almost Christmas. We are recording for the first time on our own, which means that we don't have the expertise of one Red Band, who would normally make sure that everything is perfect.
But you know what, Tom? We're not all about perfect.
That's right, babe.
We're about what? Keeping it real? Keeping it 100?
Well, you can't get any more real than this right now. We are recording, like I said, on our own. We have recently brand new purchased microphones that we just bought from Radio Shack. And we have a lot of ground to cover, but
First of all, it's raining outside.
It's raining. It's been raining.
Really exciting.
It's been raining. It was raining all of yesterday as well, and I actually drove yesterday from the San Francisco area here.
Yeah.
And the entire drive it rained. Like,
it's terrible.
A lot of times when you drive a long distance, you're like, oh, it's raining. Well, I'm sure an hour from now, we out of that shitty weather.
But like the whole time.
400 miles of rain.
That's kind of scary, too. And you were driving my car, which is a hybrid. It's kind of a pussy car. It's not really built for, like...
For rain?
For terrain and...
Did you really... Well, I wasn't off-roading.
Well, I mean, you drive aggressively, kind of angry.
That's not true.
I'm going to get a glass of wine for this podcast. What do you say?
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on while I get one.
Okay.
You're going to have to entertain our listeners
for 30 seconds. Yeah, why don't you put that down and... why don't you get a couple of glasses, if you know what I'm saying? So, here's the goal. Have this Momcast done. We'll send it over to Red Band, and hopefully he can then work his magic and put it on the interwebs for us.
Tell everybody how you slept last night. And how you look when you woke up this morning.
Well, here's the thing about this place. I love our place. We live in Silver Lake in a wonderful home. We have a window unit in the bedroom. It's nicely installed professionally by the gentleman at Sears, yes. And it's great for when it's hot. It makes it not hot. But one of the things that happens is that metal body of the air conditioner sticks out, and then the gutters, the rim, what is it called? Yeah, the gutters?
It's not a gutter. I think it's hitting on the actual top of
No, I know, but the water drips from the roof, the gutter area, onto the body of the air conditioning
and
unit.
It's like metal.
And it's
so
like,
loud.
It's just like, like I like a fan noise, or like if it's just generally raining outside, and you hear but if you hear, I have that mind that can't, like, you can block it out.
Yeah, I get used to it, and then
I cannot. What happens when I hear things like that, just so you know, I obsess on that. That's why I can't watch TV and go to bed.
No, you
because if the TV is on, I don't know how to tune it out.
That's true, because I like the sound of TV. I like it when you stand in the living room and you watch TV, and then I can fall asleep.
But
I
would
be
like,
soothing.
Hey, turn that off, because
you need silence.
I'll be listening to it.
So
anyways,
silence. You're a bear.
I couldn't handle it. I had to go out and get my my noise canceling headphones.
I'm sorry. No, but please explain to these people. They're not noise canceling.
They are.
No, babe. What they are headphones that people wear to listen to music.
These are Bose noise canceling headphones.
Whatever. Like, they're fancy. They are, and they do block out sound. But you have to understand, people, that when my husband puts these on to sleep, he looks like a crazy homeless person. The way that homeless people, when they talk to aliens or they listen to different frequencies on other planets, that's exactly what my husband fell asleep with the headphones on.
That's
he woke
just
up.
What I need, by the way, is more shit that makes me look homeless. I already have a whole group of people that I've never met in America that go, "Hey, you're homeless. You look homeless." And now we're going to add to that. Yeah, that's what you told me this morning when we got up. You were
so
like,
great.
"Oh, how is it talking to the people on the other planet today?"
We should tell people what show. It's the Jim Rome radio show, and my husband, Jay Moore, I guess fills in for Jay.
He guest hosts it sometimes when Jim's off. Yeah. And then I have gone as basically a guest of Jay's,
right?
To be like just in
studio,
to kind
of hang out,
sidekick in a way, just have fun and talk. And
okay, and what do people notice about your appearance?
Well, the first time I ever did it, we always do photos of that day with the producers. What's their name? I fucking forget their names. Jay Stu and Kyle Brandt.
No one knows.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm giving those guys props, babe.
No one cares.
So yeah, they do care. People do care. They fucking care.
Shout-outs. Come
on, and little Alvin, and we all get the fuck out of here. So we take photos.
Yeah.
And on this particular, in this case, we took a photo, and everybody thought that I looked like the caddy from Happy Gilmore. I guess in Happy Gilmore.
The Hunchback?
No, Adam said he got a homeless guy to be his caddy.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Everybody was like, "Who's the caddy from fucking Happy Gilmore?" And
you
then
so are.
And then so they all just started. It's been a big tweeting thing where they're like, "Hey, you homeless piece of shit!" Like
they're so funny.
They're very.
It's
funny.
not just "Hey, you homeless piece." It's like they say you have to say "war." Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
all the lingo. But basically, they're like Tom Segura uses shrimps as a Bluetooth. And there's so many.
They're so funny though.
Yeah, Tom Segura. I don't fucking know. There's
or Tom Segura using a tailpipe for, I don't even know, for ear cleaners or whatever.
It's endless.
I wish I had them all because they're so. Every time you do that radio show, all I look forward to is reading those on Twitter. How people shit on you. It makes me laugh so hard.
I should go find some of them. They're pretty awesome.
Babe, could you not yawn into our podcast?
This is real life. We're just talking about that.
But, who wants to listen to you yawning? It's so
real people.
Yeah, but you're bored. If you're bored, they're gonna.
I'm not fucking bored. It was just a yawn. Yawns happen in life even when you're not bored.
When you listen to Howard Stern, does he yawn all the
Sometimes.
time? He burps, yeah, but he doesn't yawn.
Maybe he does yawn.
Rude.
That's not true.
I apologize on behalf of my husband.
Let me point out one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
You don't know shit.
Okay.
About shit.
Just in general?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what don't I know? I'm looking over at our bookshelf, and I got a lot of books that I've read.
Yeah, but I want to be clear.
I'm a reader.
About something. You don't know shit about shit, and you never have.
About shit.
Yeah.
Real mature.
Yeah, anyways.
All right, crazy homeless. So you woke up with your crazy headphones on.
Yeah, I did.
You got your bear fur cut. You got your hair cut. What's the name of the salon that
I don't want to talk about it, but I got my hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
It looks clean.
You look great. Very handsome.
I got it cut for Baby Yezhushka's birthday, which is coming up on the 25th. And I want to look good for that.
Baby Jesus.
And
got your
just taking care of last day shit. You know what I really fucking hate? And
everyone?
No, I feel like you're finally coming on board. Not you're finally. You're on board. I feel like other people are finally coming on board.
What?
Well, that is the fucking concept of, hey, we're all adults now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop with the we're gonna get presents for everybody thing. And this has, I know it's partially influenced by, by money. I mean, I'm sure if I was a multimillionaire, I'd be like, hey, let's get everybody gifts. But even if that were the case, I still feel like, you know what? We're over 30.
Yeah.
Why don't we dial it back on the obligatory?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a gift. You don't get a gift.
No.
We're like, when you get gifts when you're a kid because it's fucking awesome, and you're like, you're supposed to surprise, or even like on birthdays, like when you're a kid and you turn fucking 6, everybody gets you a birthday present because you're a kid.
Right.
And like, that's what you're supposed to do is get the kid something. It makes, why? Because a kid can't go out and get himself shit.
That's right. If you want, a Snoopy snow cone machine and you're 5, well, guess what? You have to wait all year.
Yeah.
Until Santa brings it, or you beg your parents.
Right, because you don't have the ability to get in your car and go out and fucking get it because you can't drive and walk into places.
That's right.
And you don't have cash. or credit card or anything.
Yeah.
But like now it's like, you know, I even feel weird when it's like when like one of my sisters or like even, you know, a cousin or a friend just like hey, you know what I need? I really need these new shoes to go running, and it's like, really? Go fucking buy them.
Yeah, how old are you?
Yeah, you're
asshole.
old enough to buy your own shit.
Well, you know, when people ask me, what do you want for Christmas? Well, nothing. I'm fucking 34 years old. I can go out and buy myself.
Yeah.
Or I'll tell people, get me something little and stupid, you know, a pair
But even
if
that's
they insist.
that's for an insistent.
But what am I really going to ask for?
Yeah.
What do I really need? I'd like a new fucking iPad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's $800. Go get me an iPad and don't give me anything. I don't need anything.
One of my sisters was like, "What do you want?" And I just go, "Boxers."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Really?" I go, "Yeah." I mean, like,
Hey, you're grown
what
up.
am I going to ask you for the shit that I really want badly? Like,
right.
you know what I'd
we
really
need an
like?
espresso
Yeah,
machine.
like, come on.
We like an Italian steam-driven espresso machine.
Because they've asked me for shit that's like,
Wow.
you know, there's this jewelry from this. I'm like, jewelry?
It's ridiculous.
Are you out of your goddamn mind right now?
It's ridiculous.
One of my sisters sent me an email with a breakdown of shit she wanted.
But to her credit, that is useful because we've established rules this year. Like, you don't have to buy it for everybody, just like a select few.
No, but
right. But that's helpful because then you don't have to like go through the labyrinth of bullshit.
Here was the deal. There's going to be a lot of people at my parents' house this year, including us, for Christmas. So so many people are going to be there that the announcement went out. The fucking the APB went out for everybody that, hey, don't go out and buy presents for everyone.
Did you just fart during our podcast?
I did, but the mic didn't pick it up.
I picked it up.
I know.
My nose just picked it up.
No, your nose.
You think I want to smell that shit?
Oh, it's coming. I just picked it up for real.
God damn it. I hope you stew in your own shit.
I'm doing it right now. It smells.
You are such an animal.
But here's the thing. So I was told, don't worry about everybody. You know who you should worry about?
Who?
They told me worry about my cousin,
Which
Brian.
Bri?
My cousin Brian, because they're like, that'll be your guy. You just worry about him. You know what I said? Yeah. Great.
Yeah, one
and
person.
I called Brian. You know what he said?
Don't get
Let's just go out to dinner sometime.
That's right. Because that's what fucking.
Because he's a fucking adult.
Yeah.
And then, but then guess what? I made the phone call. Just talked to one of my sisters about whatever. She's like, oh, so, I got you something, and I go, what? I thought the deal was, you just buy for you buy for one of the other cousins.
Yeah, she's breaking the rules already.
No, we got you. So what do you want to get me? That's what was the next thing.
Oh, fuck.
So now here comes more money.
No, can I tell you something? I don't give a fuck. I don't expect anything from anybody. And guess what? I'm not giving anything to anybody. And they know this about me. Okay?
Yeah.
Can I tell you my biggest pet peeve? I just had a dear friend of mine. I love her very much. Text messaging me. Hey, when can I come over and drop off your Christmas gift? Now, it's a very nice gesture, but I don't want the fucking gift because I didn't buy anything for her.
Right.
And now I'm going to feel like a turd because she comes over here with a gift. And after I've told her for years, please don't buy me shit.
Right.
And now I feel like the asshole because I don't have stuff for people. You know what we should do? Just give people like cards and like a candy cane. You know what I mean? Like something stupid and little, not a fucking a gift. I mean, we're not millionaires for God's sakes.
It's really was when you start thinking about like the money adding up and you're like, holy shit, I'm spending fucking hundreds of dollars just so that
crap.
Just so I don't look like an asshole that morning or whatever.
Yeah, but we're grown. Like for a grown up, you should be happy with like a little piece of candy or a little.
But here's
trinket,
what I think. I hate all the fucking.
Not the whole thing.
There's the backpedaling in my household because even after that was established, my mom was talking to my mother and she goes, "Well, you got to get something for." I'm like, I thought we just said the fucking. Well, she's just like, well, make sure you have something for like one of your sister and like then it's like just make sure you have something. I know that this aunt's gonna have something for you. I'm like, why are you fucking telling me that?
For her. No.
Like, I don't want to have to buy fucking 50 gifts.
Another thing is that you and I are traveling, so what are we gonna do? Pack another suitcase full of shit just to drag to Florida?
That's insane.
There's
it's
no
totally
way
insane.
we can do all that. And look, you and I travel for a living. We're not even home long enough to go shopping. It's not like we're normal. Oh my!
Well, that one
God.
I wanted to have one picked up.
Oh my God!
I wanted to have one get picked up on the audio.
I can't believe you if you, let me just describe. Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up, babe. It
What?
smells so fucking terrible.
What does it smell like?
Oh my! I'm gonna throw up. It's oh my! I'm gonna throw up.
Ah.
I'm gonna throw up. It smells like gyoza, like those Japanese dumplings we had, babe. Oh. Oh.
I like that you went like this.
This is what marriage
You
is.
Like you were
Mwah.
you were pushing it away with.
Oh my God! Did you shit today?
I think so.
Did you shit this morning?
I think I did.
I don't remember you shitting this morning.
I
Actually,
did shit.
I remember you tried to shit just a while ago, and nothing
Yeah,
came
no,
out.
I shit earlier.
Babe, it smells terrible.
It smells like somebody shit.
No, it smells like there's shit trapped in there that needs to come out.
It does.
God damn you! Who else would love you if I didn't? You're such a fucking animal.
All right.
Oh. Remember
Well-
last night we were watching The Millionaire Matchmaker, and Judith Regan was on it, and Tommy turns to me and he goes, "I could totally impress Judith Regan.
I think she would like me.
She would love me." And I was
I
like,
do.
"Yeah, she's not going to tolerate your farts."
I think I would charm
Farting
I
into
think
a
I would charm
microphone.
her. If you get a chance to watch Millionaire Matchmaker on Bravo with
It's a
Patty Stanger,
great
one of
show.
my good friends.
She's not your friend.
She sets
love
up
her.
Judith. Judith's like, I want someone that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So Patty gets the brilliant
Oh my
idea
God.
to go to Caroline's and have like a fucking. That was nice, babe. That was really nice.
Well,
She has basically
Yeah.
Last Comic Standing audition,
I was so embarrassed.
but it was for dating, and it was so horrifying to watch.
because it was open micers.
Yeah, well, but I mean, even the Last Comic auditions are because that's not the way to audition comics, to have like
No.
3 people sit at a table and be like, well, if you're
Ugh.
funny, make us like. That's a horrible
awful.
prospect. But anyways, she just has guys that are, I guess, age appropriate
Yeah.
for Judith, which is like, I guess, 40 and up.
Well, first of all, let's preface it by saying, if you don't know who Judith Regan is, she's a very famous publisher, and she published like Howard Stern's autobiography, and Jenna Jameson's. I mean, she's a very respected, very successful
and now she hosts
woman.
a Sirius XM show.
Right. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's very
She's
very
cool.
successful woman. But then she has these guys. God, it was so it was like an open mic where you're like, oh no,
It was
like
embarrassing.
it was so embarrassing. And then Patty chose a couple, and
Wait, remember the dinner? And they're at dinner, and then
they're
these
running
guys
bits.
were running bits.
They're
at the
running
table.
bits at the
Oh.
table, and Judith was like,
Yeah.
gracious enough to like, I mean,
Shuck
I don't
it
know
up.
how much she really enjoyed it, or if she was just being like, all right.
No,
I'm just-
I think she enjoyed it because
But
she was
those
really
guys
like.
were actually running their shitty bits on her. Like,
What-
they're like,
Well, what about when you fly to Australia?
yeah, Australia's 23 hours away. Okay. So why don't they just create a plane that hovers for 12 hours and let Australia come to me?
Hi-oh.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
That's
And then another guy
Yeah.
was like, here's the thing that I think. You ever notice? It's like, dude.
Never known it. Like Andy.
Like, have you ever
Reid.
hung out with comics like that?
Of course.
Yeah. Like,
but they're not comics. They're usually open
Yeah.
micers. They're usually guys that run like pizza.
or like when you're on the
comedy
road
places.
and there'll be like a
Oh
guy
my
who's
God.
like, the thing is, and you're like, hey man,
Yeah.
are you running your shit by me
That
right
makes
now?
me crazy.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Don't
I even
run.
like I did a really small show in San Francisco last week, and I saw that there were it's one of those shows that like 15 people goes to.
Yeah.
So some of the people in the audience are comics that
Yeah.
performed. So when you get on stage, you remember that. You go like, I'm not going to address these guys
Of
that I saw
course.
perform, right?
Of course.
So like another part during the show when I'm up there, I'm talking to a guy who I didn't see perform, but then it occurs to me like a few minutes in just to make sure. Like after that, I
Mhm.
go, "Hey man, you're not a comic, right?" And he was like, "What?" I go, "You're not a comic." And he goes, "No, I'm not." I go, "Okay, because if you were, I wouldn't keep going to you for shit. Like I
Of
wouldn't
course,
ask you
crowd
questions."
work and stuff.
Right? Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking work it out with
Of
another
course,
comic. So.
yeah.
But it's like sometimes you go on the road and like the guys, I don't know, the local guys like, hey, and like they start to do
Yeah.
to do their fucking shit to
They're
you.
shitty.
Yeah, and they're
road
like-
hacky.
Yeah, and they try to weave it into conversation
Oh,
like it's
that's
natural.
the worst.
And you're like, yeah, dude, I know what you're doing.
Nobody
right
does that. Like nobody we're friends with. Like you're
now. No.
like friends never. Like you just say to someone, "Hey, is this funny?" Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like stepping on my thing.
Yeah.
You never do that.
That's like for older. I'm sorry. I will just move my. I'm
Okay.
putting my. I had these CVS pharmacy house slippers that I just replaced with proper house slippers, and I just put my house slippers on our podcast recording
Yeah.
device. Very rudely. I apologize,
It wasn't professional.
sweetheart.
That's for sure. Are those blackberries?
Yeah, you want one?
No, I'm good.
My husband likes berries.
I'm good.
Wait. What were we talking about? Patty Stanger, frame material.
Yeah, so, and then she, I just told you that I think that Regan would be totally into me.
Oh, that's right. And then,
Yeah.
and I agree with you because you're very interesting. You're very intelligent
Yeah.
and very
kinds.
dynamic.
Such a
If I could
dynamic
choose
person.
a word,
Yeah.
it would be dynamic.
I think that Judith would be into me. I think she would really like me.
But can I tell you something though? Is that you do have a lot of hair,
Mhm.
and you're very farty. You have a lot of gas and a lot of burps and farts and a lot of dumps.
I feel like that's an unfair characterization.
Mm-hmm. That was a big word.
Thank you.
I think she would have to enjoy toilet shit the way that I do. So.
Whatever. Anyways, yeah, so that was something that happened. And then, well, let's see, like this week, a couple things, getting ready for Christmas. I was up in Northern California this week. I should mention this.
Go ahead.
Last week, you did the podcast,
The Momcast.
the Momcast with Ari, I believe.
With Ari Shaffir, who admitted, by the way,
Yeah.
that he lost his virginity at the age of 23.
That's insane.
And that his parents were Orthodox,
Well,
rather Orthodox Jews.
He didn't admit that, did he?
No, he did.
I know, I was kidding.
It's despicable, but we
no,
still let him talk.
he but I think that was a big reason for him being a virgin, of course.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
he
It
was
was-
hardcore to the floor, like he was
Yeah.
super Jew.
He was.
But-
He still looks very Jewy.
Yeah, the look is
Very
definitely
heavy.
there, but oh Jesus, babe.
What?
He definitely is more than made up for that virginity lasting so long.
Well.
But while you guys were fucking around doing your
Mhm,
Momcast,
mhm.
I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where a little thing called a blizzard came through.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the footage of the Metrodome collapsing, but I was
saw
there.
that.
I was there all week, and Friday night we got the warning. We did our 2 shows Friday night, and the news. At first, the news was we're gonna get 6 inches, and everybody was like, whatever. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're like, no, we're not. We're not gonna get 6 inches.
He said
We're
6
gonna
inches.
get 2 feet.
Yeah.
And everybody was like,
Yeah.
everyone at the club goes, believe me, they say this shit all the time, like you have no idea the storm that's coming, and it never happens. So I was like, all right. Anyways, the snow started to come down Friday night. So when I walked back to the hotel from the club, it's snowing, you know,
Yeah.
and you're like, all right, cool. Like it's going to snow for a while. I wake up the next morning, there's a foot of snow on the ground,
Oh my
and
God.
it doesn't stop all day. So I text my buddy Josh at Acme Comedy Club, and I go like, Josh, what's the deal for the night? We're not doing a show, are we? He goes,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're
Oh,
doing a
boy.
show. And I
This
go,
is
what do you
the
mean we're
worst.
doing a show? He goes, we're doing a show. I call him a couple hours later, and I go, well, look, man. At this point, by the way, it has not stopped snowing in 24 hours at this
Yeah.
point.
Who the fuck's coming out?
Right. So
That's
I
crazy.
call him and I go, are we really going to do a show? He goes, we have reservations. The place is open. We're doing a show. I go, okay. Now I look out the window, and there's 16 to 18 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Like there's cars that are like they're, they're blanketed into their spot,
Oh,
right?
it's
So I'm looking.
crazy.
All I see is snow, and I go, well, look, man. The club's like a 5-minute walk from the hotel. I go, there's not even paths to walk through. I go, well, can you send a car to pick me up so I don't have to walk in this shit? And he goes, Tom, we can't drive in this shit, man. And I go, motherfucker, like,
serious?
you want me to walk? And he goes, yeah, we can't
Yeah.
drive. How are we going to get a car out of the spot? And I go,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to walk there?
Well, how are people supposed to drive there?
Oh,
if
the
they
whole
can't
thing doesn't
even-
make sense.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I drive, I go, whatever. I walk, I hike through the fucking Himalayas. I get to the club. He's like, well, the good news is we canceled the second show.
Thank
We still have
God.
the first show. First show ended up being, we had, by the way, here's the only part that I wish he didn't even tell me. Because, by the way, I never want to know this, if this is the truth. Both shows were sold out.
Really?
Yeah, they were both sold out, and then he goes,
Oh.
but now there's 40 people. I'm like, why did you
Yeah,
even
just
tell
don't
me this?
mention, yeah.
So, 40 people are there. In a bizarre, like just unexpected twist, I ended up having more fun at the 40 person show during the blizzard.
Yeah.
They were just, because obviously they really wanted to be there
yeah.
because they came out in a blizzard
Yeah.
and it was the most fun. But then after the show, I go, that was crazy. And the two managers working go, that was the stupidest thing we ever did was keeping this open.
Aw.
And I was like, yeah, it's dangerous. Like,
Well,
people can die.
Yeah, it's silly, and especially because they're drinking during the show, and
Yeah.
they're gonna they're hammered.
But I
they're
mean,
getting
there's
in their
people, there's
cars.
staff that couldn't make it to the club.
Yeah,
Because
it costs more to operate the club that night than to.
It was totally nuts.
But who knows
But
what their reasonings are?
they do get to say, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Nothing shuts down Acme Comedy Club. Nothing.
Can I tell you though? I think we've discussed this before in normal non-podcast life that sometimes a 40-person or even like a 10-person show, if there's good people, is better than like a 500 or whatever huge venue. I like small shows. I
Yeah.
like a small intimate thing, and you can just kind of bullshit and tell stories and feel like you're actually connecting with human
That's what
beings.
happened. It was
Yeah.
a much bigger, like, on the big shows, like if it had been sold out, there's a higher energy level. So like you put something out and the energy that you get back
Yeah.
is much greater.
Yeah, it's
The
awesome.
laughs are louder.
Sure.
There's more excitement. It's like when you go to a party and there's 300 people at the party, there's an energy to it, right? Like
And
you're like,
then
wow, it's live. Like
That's
it's
right.
But if you go to a 10-person like house dinner party,
Yeah.
you're going to connect with each person individually.
Yeah, it's fun.
And that's kind of the equivalent, I think, of the show is like you make connections with the people.
Oh yeah.
But so it's just really like what do you feel like that night? What do you want?
Yeah, definitely.
But anyways, so I almost didn't get out of there. I almost got stuck in the blizzard. Like I almost
That's
didn't
right.
leave. Then I came
That
back
would suck.
and I went to Northern California, San Francisco, and I did this room called Club Deluxe, which is on Haight Street. And I was followed that up with a night at the San Jose Improv, which was really fun.
Always fun there.
The Purple Onion, the legendary Purple
Mm.
Onion, and ended it with Tommy T's.
Bang bang.
Bang, Pleasanton, California. It was a fun little run. But while I was doing that, you went to ATL.
I was
and
in
then
Atlanta, which was snowing.
You did. It snowed in
Dude,
Atlanta.
I didn't even know that it snowed in Atlanta. Like, I just pictured it being like Song of the South, where people
Yeah.
just fan themselves and like
Well, it gets hot
talked
as
about
fuck in
Brer
Atlanta,
Rabbit.
for sure.
Yeah, I had no idea, and they just
Yeah.
drank sweet tea, and it was
Come over for
fucking-
some sweet tea and lemonade.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so cold. I was there with Sarah Tiana. It was a good friend of mine. It was really fun. I mean, the shows were okay. It was like a suburb. Where the funny
Where
farm
were you
is.
at Funny Farm?
Yeah, it's like in
The
a
Funny
suburb.
Farm is it's well. Let's be clear. It's not
Let's
just
be clear, because I'm not sure where the fuck I was.
it's not just in a suburb. It's in
Where?
Mario Andretti's race car arcade and race car track.
That's right.
That's in the suburbs.
It literally, the comedy club is next to. It's in an arcade.
Yeah.
So you can hear the sound of games being played.
And here's the
It's
thing.
Really weird.
The first time I played that club,
yeah.
I went with the guy that runs it. He picked me up from the hotel, and then he parked, and I go, "What is this? Where are we?" And he goes,
Yeah.
"We're at the club."
yeah.
And I go,
What's a shopping mall?
it says like Mario Andretti, and I go,
Yeah.
"But where's the club?" And he goes, "It's inside." And I go, "But
Yeah,
there's
that's
not a
neat.
sign there." And he goes, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
And then I go, "How are numbers?" He was like, "Oh, they're a little low." And I go, "Do you think a fucking sign would
Yeah.
help that so people
Yeah.
would know?" He's like, "Well, actually, there is a sign." And there was a sign, but the
Mhm.
sign was like by some trees, like
Yeah.
hung over, but not on the front of the building. Like if you walk to the front of the building, it doesn't say
Right.
comedy.
You have no reason to believe
No.
that there's anything funny going on
No.
remotely in that building. You know that there's
you
race
have
cars.
and you have reason to believe that there's race cars.
Yeah.
Because it tells you.
There's a lot of race car advertising. Skee ball, plenty
Yeah.
of that.
Do you play any video games while you were
I
there?
played a ton of skee ball, dude. That's
Skee-ball,
my
yeah.
thing. You know me in the
Yeah.
skee ball. And
Yeah.
I did race. I actually raced those cars.
Fun, right?
And I was so terrified. I was terrible at it because I had a few to drink.
yeah.
And I was like mortified. I was very bad at it, quite honestly.
They go fast, right?
Yeah, look, man, I'm not a thrill seeker in life. I'm I'm very scared of life. I'm full of anxiety.
Why
know.
are you scared of life?
Because I'm in therapy.
That's okay.
My childhood. But I'm not one of these people that needs to, like, I don't need to fucking jump a bungee jump or skydive to feel alive. I feel like life is scary enough for me. So
I'm with you on that.
yeah, like adding, like, I don't understand when people run marathons. Like, really?
I do.
Isn't life hard enough? Yeah, you have to add the fucking extra thing of a marathon.
I totally am
I
in line
hate
with
it.
that. I do feel the sort of the old guy syndrome of like, yeah, I'd have done that maybe 10, 15 years ago. Like,
You're
all-
you're not old.
no, I'm saying, but that mentality
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
when someone's like, hey, do you want to jump off this thing? I'd be like, maybe 10 years
Negative.
ago I would have, but like
Yeah.
at this point, I don't go like, I need that rush. You know what I mean?
I agree, but I feel like our occupations rather, it's so uncertain. Like our day-to-day existence is so uncertain as it
Yeah,
is. Like
yeah.
you don't know how your job's gonna go on any given night,
No.
so you don't even know what you're if you're gonna have work
Yeah.
next month. So, I'm on pins and needles as it is,
Sure.
and I don't need to do that. But I'll talk about what I did this week. So I auditioned for this movie part
Yeah.
about a week ago.
I mean, you haven't signed like a non-disclosure or anything, right?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm
I
just
can
saying.
talk about it
You
because
can
it's
talk about it.
public.
Okay.
There's a trailer out for this movie, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
common knowledge, the story. It's on Wikipedia, too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, you
This is
auditioned.
yeah. So I go into audition for this part. It's like a sketch comedy movie. It's called the Underground Comedy Movie. And I go in and I audition for like the part of like some 20-year-old hot librarian, which I'm clearly not, whatever. And I look at the director, and I'm like, God, the director looks like the ShamWow guy. But that guy's dead. It can't be him. And I do the audition. It goes fine or whatever. And I leave, and I text my friend who set me up with it. And he goes, yeah, no, that was a ShamWow guy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to be fucking kidding me, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it should be pointed out right now that
yeah.
you had him confused for Billy Mays, who
Yeah.
is dead. Who
Yeah.
is a different pitch man.
Yeah, no idea.
Who is dead. Right. So you were right that there's
So-
a dead pitch man.
Yeah.
But it wasn't this guy. Yeah.
But this guy is so, if you read the story, it's fascinating. If you Wikipedia this guy, his name is Vince Offer, and he essentially started peddling the ShamWow to fund this movie that he made 10 years ago called the Underground Comedy Movie. He was a comic.
Right.
And he wrote these sketches with him and like Bobby Lee and whatever. And he made the movie for like no money. And it didn't do so well in the box office, but then he had this great idea of marketing it on direct response television. And so he would like sell DVDs on DR. And
Yeah.
he sold a lot. He sold like 50,000 copies.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so now he's kind of remaking this movie
Well, this is also
10 years later.
he also has had tremendous success with
Oh,
the ShamWow and the Slap Chop.
That's right. So that's how he got
Right.
the
So
idea.
now he's loaded.
For that, right. So he thought to himself, well, if I can market this movie this way, surely I can sell to ShamWow and
Yeah.
like fund another project. So he started selling the ShamWow at swap meets, and then
Yeah.
he did the same thing on direct
Yeah.
response television, and he's a multimillionaire.
Right.
And I'm writing on this guy's movie.
Right. So you auditioned.
So
you
cool.
didn't get the
I
part
didn't get
that you
the part.
auditioned for,
No,
but you were so funny in your.
so talented, Tom.
Well, I can brag for you.
So
You were
funny.
so funny then that they were like,
right.
we'd like to have you come in and write and consult when we're
Right.
actually shooting. And you ended up getting writing,
Like a writing
consulting
job.
work on
Right.
on the actual shooting of the film,
Which is so cool.
which has some
which is really
big
fun.
names in it too.
Yeah, he's managed to get like Adrian Brody is in it, and Michelle Rodriguez, and Rob Schneider, and
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be really good. Lindsay Lohan's in it, for God's sake. I mean,
those are the big guns.
he's
buddy.
really doing it right.
Nice.
I think it's gonna be really cool.
Did you meet Lindsay? You didn't mention it. You
No,
did.
that's a different. She already did her
Did you
sketch.
meet Adrian?
No.
He's an Oscar winner. You have an Oscar winner
No.
in this film.
I got to meet Rob Schneider. He was pretty cool.
Cool guy, right?
Yeah.
You said he was very nice.
He's very nice.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty funny. It was
That's good.
cool. It was cool to watch somebody that's actually like,
And Vince is
Been
a
in
nice,
movies
super
and
nice
shit.
guy.
dude, can I tell you something? And in Hollywood, a lot of people are D-bags.
Yeah.
But Vince really is one of the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, just genuinely nice. And that really helps.
That's great.
Because you're working
That's
so
excellent.
long hours. So
Yeah.
anyways.
That's excellent.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. And then today, should we
What?
tell them what happened today?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Babe, you don't remember what we did today?
What?
In the car?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
Oh, I thought you wanted
No.
to... Okay, never mind.
Well, now it's really been like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
no.
Alright, I was gonna tell a very
Really?
personal story, but I guess I won't.
Well, I mean, now you got to tell some personal story.
Why?
Because now you're dancing up and around to it.
Alright. But you don't,
I mean-
you don't want to share, so I don't want to...
No, I like to share, but I just feel like
be too much.
I think so.
Alright. Then we won't. We'll say this, that we saw the movie Black Swan.
Well, that's what I was gonna get to.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did I
No,
jump the
no.
gun?
No, it's fine. We did. All right. Wow. Now there's like a big. We're gonna have to go back to this secret. We'll go back to it like some other time, I guess. We
We're
did
gonna
go.
have to tell now.
I know we are. You really wow. We went to see. Well, let's point this out. We'll get to this.
Okay. Alright.
There's a lot of times Hollywood has mastered making trailers that I think like how many times have you seen a trailer where you're like, that looks fucking awesome, or that looks hilarious? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, trailers are an art in and of themselves. You know what I mean? Like cutting a trailer
Yeah.
for a film.
Oh,
Like-
for sure. It can
like
make
you
or
see-
break.
Right, but
Well, have you ever seen those things where they remix the trailers? Like, they'll make The Shining into, like, a family comedy based on just the music and the re-editing of the trailer. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I haven't seen that.
Those
no.
trailer remixes?
No.
They're fantastic.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But I think of how many. I mean, like, I actually really enjoy trailers. Like, I like watching trailers for films.
Really?
I love it. And it's amazing, like, it's amazing how it can go either way and how you almost basically can't trust it, but you can't trust it either way. I mean, you can see a trailer for a movie and you're like, God, that looks terrible. And if it's a comedy and the trailer looks god-awful, there's a good chance that's a piece of shit film to begin, you know.
Yes.
Like, if they can't show you any
That's-
funny in
yeah,
the
yeah.
comedy,
That's a good point.
I find that you can get misled more because I feel like if you're not laughing in that trailer and it's supposed to be really funny, there's a good chance it's not
Well,
funny.
like I
right?
can tell you right now, the new Fockers movie,
Yeah.
thumbs down.
Yeah, total dud,
I
right?
can tell you, yeah.
Yeah, there's so much that's wrong with
That's
that,
gonna
but
suck.
yeah, like beginning with the title and the creation of
Yeah.
that film. But
Even the billboard, sometimes you go, "Oh, that's gonna suck."
oh yeah, you see it
It's
and you're like,
unfunny,
this
yeah.
is shit.
Yeah.
But then there's but this movie, I mean, you know, I know it's totally subjective, but I saw the trailer for Black Swan. I think I saw it first with you when we were at a different movie.
Well, what were we seeing? Yeah,
I don't remember what we were
We were
seeing.
seeing something else.
But it's cut with a lot of like just hard edits, and you see that, like, you know, she doesn't know what she's seeing. Is it real? And you know, it's like some, you know, there's shit like growing on her back, and it looked like a really like intense
Yeah.
psychological thriller, which when those are well done, when it's well made, it's like my favorite type of movie.
Yeah,
I
totally.
love watching those movies. So I saw that trailer and I was like, I mean, I haven't gone to like, I watch a lot of movies, but I don't go that often to the movies. That was one where I was like, I want to go to the theater and see this movie.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
Looked fucking sick. I thought the trailer sold that film as like,
Yeah.
this is gonna blow your fucking mind.
Well, dude, and it's like Natalie Portman.
Right, and that guy,
Milo Kundalini's or whatever.
Milo Kundalini.
What the fuck her name is? The 70s show girl.
Yeah.
And that French guy with the big nose. What's sweetie?
Where's your phone? Is your phone right there?
Yeah.
Hand me that, will you? Can I see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
Oh,
that
yeah,
authoritatively. It scared me a little bit.
Sorry.
I didn't know that.
Vincent Cassel,
Yeah.
I think is his name. There was
Black Swan. And it looked kind of gothy and like cool, and it was it was very like, oh, this movie's gonna fucking blow your brains out.
yeah, there was just everything about that trailer. Wish we had it
Blew your mind
to
up, huh?
play. I would plug it into here right now.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, you can.
Oh, and Darren Aronofsky. That's
Yeah.
the director's name, right? Yes.
Well, but P.S. I looked at the reviews, and the critics are all like saying this is the greatest, darkest thriller of all time.
Get the
and it's-
fuck out of here.
Look at IMDb. It's got like
Well,
nothing but rave reviews. It's
Aaron
fantastic.
Aronofsky's defense, he made Requiem for a Dream.
I didn't like that. I gotta be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Fucking depressing city. I don't want to watch heroin movies anymore. I'm over it. Train
He
Spotting was great.
He made Pie.
Okay.
He
Remember
made
that?
The Wrestler.
That was great. No, that was depressing as shit too.
Super
Remember?
depressing, but super
It was
well
a
made.
good movie. Yeah, overall.
The Fountain. I don't remember
I
that.
didn't see that.
But pretty much what the dude's telling you is I'm fucking solid at this. And he wrote The Fountain, Requiem for a Dream, Pie, and a film called Below. Anyways, solid. This guy's got a solid resume. I have never, in my movie-going experience, it's not that the movie was so fucking bad, but I've never been so let down. Like,
Yeah.
from what that's the bad thing about, I guess, trailers and all that shit and previews and buzz is like, my expectations for this movie were so high, and I really was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And then to hear that so many people love this movie, I don't know what the fuck they saw that I didn't see.
I don't.
Nothing about the movie surprised me.
No.
There was no no way kind of moment. There was no intense shocking discovery. I mean, the main thing, the thing that we talked about afterwards was I didn't even lean over and say it to you, but 30 minutes in, I wanted to go, has anything happened in this movie? Because
Yeah.
nothing in the movie develops.
Yeah.
There's no fucking story happening.
Well, the story is there, but it's already unleashed in the first 30 minutes of the film. You already know what's happening, what's gonna happen.
But scene to
And
scene,
that's it.
nothing is developing.
It was so repetitive. It was the same
Every
shit.
rehearsal scene is the same. Every scene with mommy is the same.
With Mom.
Every scene, every fucking thing about that movie, and then you're there's feathers growing out of her, and you're like, all right, so she's
Which is cool.
right. And you're like, but I want it that's supposed to, for me, something like that's holy shit.
Yeah.
What's gonna be the thing?
Yeah.
It's gonna turn into what's the bigger revelation?
Yeah.
She's turning into an animal. Okay.
Right, that's kind of dope. What if she
Right.
turned into an actual
Swan.
swan?
A
I'd
black
be like,
swan?
Let's fucking see that
and
again
then fucking
tomorrow.
ate Mila Kunis's cooch, and then yeah.
Well, and
And
I
then
will
flew over the
say,
city and shit on everybody. That'd be a cool fucking scene.
Black Swan. But I didn't like, and I did feel there's a lot of gratuitous masturbation. It felt like Natalie Portman was having her cooch rubbed.
Oh, and the other
every
thing that's
10
weird,
seconds.
the very weird thing, I never really thought about this before, was misplaced, or how do you correctly place your comedic relief in these films?
Oh, there was no comedic relief.
But there were
It was
some things that were
awful.
clearly the time. I mean, we're okay. Here's a spoiler alert. We're gonna go into some details
Yeah.
right here. But clearly, when remember the night after
Yeah.
she partied with
Yeah.
Mila, and Mila was like, "Oh, did you have a lesbian fantasy about me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how was I?" That was supposed to be comedic. That was supposed
Right.
to be funny.
And I
people
did
laughed.
find that to be
Right, that was
okay.
humorous.
That was cute.
And she left. But there were some other times. Remember, when
Yeah, I remember the scene.
and then there was people who were laughing really hard, and we were like, "What? I don't."
Can we tell the scene?
Yeah, what
Can I-
scene was it?
Okay, so there's a scene. Spoiler alert. Do not listen if you don't want to
Yeah.
hear. There's a scene where Natalie Portman tries to rub one out by herself, and she's in her room, and it's so funny because female masturbation scenes to me always come across as very dramatic and overly,
She's intensely
flowery.
masturbating.
Yeah, I have to say that at least from what I've happened in my own life, it's never as flowery and beautiful as
Yeah.
when Natalie Portman's
But yours is
masturbating.
double-headed dildos, and you got one end in your ass.
I
and
need
your-
at least 5 Puerto
Yeah.
Rican guys standing over me.
Babe, that's not a masturbation.
I'm sorry. No, they watch me. That's the fantasy. I have
That's
the
the
Mexican
fantasy.
gardener fantasy. Hey, what are you doing in there? And then oh no, Tom.
Yeah. Put
I
that in
hope
your
your
fantasy.
microphone smells like farts.
It does.
So anyway, so there's a scene, and she's, furiously masturbating, and then she looks over and sees her mother sleeping in the chair
Right.
next to her, and it's supposed to be a funny.
The mother. Well, no, it's not. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny. I didn't think that he.
No, people laughed, babe.
Right, but I'm saying I don't think his intention with that scene was like, here's comedic relief. Do you?
Well, I think it was because Natalie's reaction to seeing the mother wasn't of horror. It was like, "OMG, mom!" Like it was more
Really?
of like a
I thought she then took she
like
crawled back.
embarrassing and funny.
Oh, I thought I totally
No, that
read
was-
that wrong.
No, that was humor because people laughed.
No, but not everybody laughed. There was a group that laughed.
No, our side didn't laugh because
Right.
we were the voice of reason. But then people were laughing.
No,
and-
people. I'm not debating that people were laughing,
That's horrifying.
but I thought the intention of that was. Remember, she went to masturbate. She's starting to lose control. That was the whole thing. Was like
oh,
let
sure,
loose.
Yeah.
She masturbated, and then she looked over and saw her mother, and the mother had fallen asleep. What it was showing you was that the mother had fallen asleep in the room like all night. She fell asleep in the chair.
Of course, right.
So she was there in the morning still. And I thought she was horrified and covered herself up, like she got under the sheet.
Right.
But I didn't see that as like, haha, see how funny that is?
No, because her reaction, the reaction that she chose to give was comedic.
It
she
was?
gave she
I don't know
gave
why
like
I missed that.
it was like a surprise, like,
Yeah.
but it was more of like a light reaction. Because in reality, if you saw that, you would be a bit mortified. And
Mortified.
She wasn't. She was
Yeah.
more of like, OMG, I can't believe it. My mom's here and I'm jerking off. But also the point of that scene, I think, was to show you how controlling the mother was and how
Well, yeah.
prohibiting a presence
Of course.
in her
Yeah,
development,
yeah.
this and that.
Um,
I'm also a part-time movie reviewer.
but there's just so much about this film that was so disappointing to me. To me personally, I'm not going to go out and say like what a shit movie, but it was to me it was wildly disappointing in what
You're so upset.
I'm so
he
upset.
was so mad when the lights came up. He was yelling at the other patrons.
I did.
What did you say?
There were at least 70 people in the theater,
Yeah.
and I stood up and I said, "Who liked that?" And then you looked at me like, "Don't start asking people," because I was. And there was something we read that like people around the country are like, "What a great!" Like they're applauding at
Oh
the.
boy. Can I tell you something? That movie, 127 Hours, about a guy getting his arm stuck in a rock, was 1,000 times more suspenseful, and 1,000.
And you already
times,
knew that the true
and
story
I knew,
of it.
and
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, when that guy cut his fucking arm off, everybody's asshole puckered at the same time, and it was a wonderful moment.
Yeah.
And you're so emotional for him. And I felt more watching that movie than I did, Natalie Portman. And I love Natalie Portman.
She's a
and,
great
and
actress.
Mila Kundalini's. They're great.
There
You
was there is so much like I guess the big thing is in the end the movie essentially mirrored what they attempted was for the
mirror
movie
story.
to mirror the story
Yeah.
of the ballet.
Right. Which
And-
well, let's give it that, is that it was visually very beautiful.
Yeah.
The girls are beautiful.
And the story did end up it did
Yes.
mirror the Swan Lake ballet.
Right.
But that wasn't shocking or surprising. Like it was
No.
such a natural build up like you saw it coming.
Yeah. But I will say, on the other hand, it was very intriguing to see like kind of the ballet world and to see how difficult it is.
That shit's hardcore.
And it's so crazy how athletic these
Yeah.
girls are, and the bleedy toes and all that shit.
Oh,
and you just go,
fuck.
"Oh my god, who would do this for a living? Like this is not glamorous."
That
at
actor
all,
was
at all.
it Vincent Cassel, I
Yeah,
think.
he's
the French-
great.
That guy could watch Take a Dump.
I could
He's-
watch him take it. Yeah,
He's a great actor.
Yeah, I think Dave Chappelle I could watch take a shit too.
Dave Chappelle.
I think Dave Chappelle is so interesting
Yeah,
to
he
watch
is.
him talk and do everything.
Yeah, Vincent Cassel. Yeah,
Yeah, Vincent Cassel, what a neat guy. Too.
he's a really good actor.
The French are so great. You know who else I love? That Audrey tattoo.
Tattoo?
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 I could watch
Tattoo?
her take a dump. She's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Black Swan, aesthetically pleasing. Story is a little lacking. I say I want to see Tron, man. That thing's gonna be dope.
Yeah, there's a lot
trailer
of
for
stuff
that.
coming out, man.
Tron, if you grew up in like the 1980s, Tron is one of those like just fundamental fucking films. That was the first movie that I saw as a kid. I was 4 years
missed
old.
it, dude. Never saw it.
You missed it because you were born 3 years too late.
Yeah.
But in like 1980, I was 4 years old, and it just blew my mind because
I
that
missed
was like
the
the first
cutoff.
movie with
Yeah.
like there was Star Wars, and then there was like the special effects of Tron.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see that one.
Well,
That one looks dope. What is it, Yogi Bear?
no, are you going to see Yogi Bear?
No. No,
I can't believe I guess when those types of movies come out, I'm like it's just not surprising. It's expected. There's
20 years too
actual, but there's hatred like on Twitter about Yogi Bear. They're
late.
like,
Why?
people are like fired up that they're making this movie. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I've been reading like
It's a great cartoon.
tweets of like, way to fucking dust off this piece of shit. And
That's what they do.
I
The
know.
Smurfs has one too.
Yeah.
The Smurfs franchise.
Where does it? Like Smurfs go to Chicago or something?
No, the Smurfs go to New York. You know, the Smurfs property is owned by this Belgian company. So for years, they never re-released the rights.
Why?
I don't know. They were weird about it. I used to work in animation for years, and I would always ask. I worked for a company called Deke Entertainment. They did Inspector Gadget and Shortcake, and they were forever trying to get the rights to Smurfs.
Yeah.
But that company wouldn't release it. That was the first cartoon to ever incorporate merchandise. Remember,
Yeah.
you could buy all those shitty little Smurfs?
Yeah.
That literally was like one of the first cartoons
It
to come
was.
up with that idea of like toys to go with it.
We had sushi tonight.
Oh,
We were gonna have sake with it, but they didn't have sake,
it.
which was fucking jank.
Sushi's the best, dude. I feel like I could eat that every day.
Yeah. We tore it down too.
I know. We always have the problem of ordering too much.
Because when you look at like, if you just look at like the regular sushi pieces, you're like, yeah, I'll have one of these and two of these and three
like
of these.
20 of these.
Right, but then you're like, so that's warm up, and then you go, I guess we got to order some other stuff. And I
Yeah.
always order too much.
Always.
We took it down.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
We're not fucking around.
We always take it down.
So here's the deal. It's just a few days away. Christmas time is a week from today.
Yeah.
It's a week from
But
today.
do they know in Africa if it's Christmas time at all?
They don't know. I think they know because they probably get a lot more charitable donations this month.
Do you remember that song?
What?
Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
No.
You don't remember that?
Yeah, I
That
think
shitty fucking. It was that was like the USA for Africa.
they use that
And
song.
You remember that? And then
I remember
Bono.
Feed Africa.
And then Bono, I think he says something like, thank this year, thank God it's them instead of you. You don't remember that?
Oh my God!
And
no.
he's like, there won't be snow in Africa.
yeah,
this
no
Christmas.
shit. There's never snow in
That's
Africa,
the
asshole.
stupidest line ever.
He really,
I hate Bono. I hate that guy so much.
that guy really has a
Ugh.
heart on. I always think about guys like that, and I go like, just move to fucking Africa. Like
yeah,
if
you love it so much, go.
he's always on the African thing. Look,
Ugh.
I think it's great to be charitable.
Yeah.
The way I think he's really done a lot. I mean, the guy
Has
is
he?
Oh yeah, he's donated incredible amounts of time. I'm sure money,
Yeah.
resources to better the world, in particular. You have like 6 back there.
Do you want this?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm taking pillows from him.
but
Yeah,
it's like Boner. We get it. Like
I get it. He's smart. Yeah, I don't know why
you
these
got a lot of
celebrities-
time.
But they all have hard-ons for Africa, like Angelina Jolie and you know, I'll tell you something. I've been to Africa. Okay,
Yeah.
I've done USO tours in Djibouti and Ethiopia. It's a shitty fucking place. Okay, Africa. I feel bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a Herculean effort to fix that country.
Well, yeah, it is. It is a Herculean.
It is so beyond repair. It is so beyond. And another thing,
Am
too,
I
these
hearing?
celebrities.
Am I hearing underneath that? Hey,
What?
just fuck it. Like leave it alone. Let it-
Yeah, I'm hearing. You know what? Let's let Africa go.
Wait.
Okay.
So wait. So your message this holiday season, this Christmas
it's
2010
Yeah.
is let Africa go.
just let it go, guys.
Let
Fuck Africa. Let it go. I will say this: is that
That is such a fucking amazing thing to say.
well, I'll tell you why.
Is your end all thing is let it go. Just
Let's just
stop
forget
trying to help the people of Africa.
Forget Africa. Here's why. I've been there. Ethiopia.
You've been there, yes.
I have been there. And
I know.
I will tell you what they do have in Ethiopia. Hot, beautiful African women. I'm telling you, I saw women in the airport that made Iman look like a pile of shit. Made
Really?
her look like
Beautiful
just yesterday's
black women.
gorgeous
Yeah.
faces. I mean, it's unbelievable. And other than that, it's really depressing. There's kids playing soccer in garbage heaps, and it's such a fucking bummer.
But you realize that level of poverty, I mean, in all seriousness, is not just something that exists in Africa.
No.
I mean, a lot
but-
of Central and South America.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the slums of Peru, like where it's horrifyingly poor. I've seen it in Costa Rica. I've seen it in a number of places where you see like the hillsides covered. Also
No, but it's not. I haven't seen those places.
yeah.
But like Africa, first of all, when I was there in August of 2009, it was literally 140.
Wait, so was
degrees.
it snowing?
It was.
Is it going to snow this time?
It's going to snow in Africa this Christmas.
Yeah.
but
Well, we're going to let it go.
We're going to
So
let it
that's one
go.
of the
Fuck
things.
Africa. 140 degrees in August. It was hot as balls. There's no agriculture. There's
Yeah.
no water. I'm saying at least in Latin America, there's shanty towns, but Africa's. I mean, where
No,
I
it's
saw
just horrifying.
was just like. And another thing too, these fucking celebrities like Angelina Jolie, she made her money in America. She made
Yeah.
her money in good old U.S. of A. So you know what, bitch?
Yeah.
Why don't you adopt some American black kids? You love black kids so much.
Or
why
the-
don't you
or they-
adopt-
or even brown ones?
Anybody. How about America? Take
Yellow
care of the
ones.
country that made you and your father very wealthy. And I get that she does work, but I don't know.
Yeah, I do think
I'm
it's
a
cool to help
patriot.
out everywhere, but I agree with you that there's a lot of fucked up places and people in the United States, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with trying to like better your own community.
I
Like, I'm not
agree.
against helping Africa or anywhere. I mean, I know you want to let it go,
Well,
but- but I do feel
maybe
like
next year, yeah.
like for as far as like people that insist on adopting abroad, it's like there's a lot of kids that need to be adopted
Oh,
here.
here. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of poor places in the United
Incredibly
States.
poor.
Kids need homes, and I'm sure they love to live with, Brad Pitt as their new daddy.
Yeah, I would.
Me too.
I like
Do
those. Brad.
you think they could adopt a 34-year-old white woman
I think they would.
and a Peruvian?
Yeah, I think they would. I think they would.
Do you think that Latin America is as bad as Africa?
I think as far as the levels of poverty, yeah, the levels of poverty that you can find in the poorest places in South America are as bad as anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, there might be more, like percentage-wise more, but like the slums are like there's no. It's not like these slums over here, like the slums of Brazil and Peru and Bolivia and Colombia are the slums of, Somalia, and like they're slums. There's
Ugh.
cardboard boxes and people.
But
living
Africa
in
too,
dirt.
you have. I was in Somalia. I was right there, and you literally have people that go around gunning down women and children.
Yeah, that
too.
happens.
There's
That happens in
element.
South America.
Oy vey.
The thing that separates Africa that really makes it much like that makes their
Disposable.
situation
Mm.
no is HIV and
Oh,
AIDS.
we
It's
didn't even
much more
talk
prevalent.
about that.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous problem. There's a whole
Oh,
generation
there's
of babies
I mean, there's
born.
countries. Botswana has a 1 in 4 HIV positive rate. 25%
That's
of the
wild.
population is HIV positive.
It's wild.
Now, on that note, I want you guys to all have a very Merry Christmas.
That's it. That's what you're gonna.
I don't think we should
fucking-
go out on that. I think we should find
No, that's
something else.
terrible, Tommy.
I know. It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
Well,
It's horrifying. I was just saying that that's something that is more unique to Africa. Not the poverty,
they
it's the disease.
know
It's Christmas time.
at all.
It's not going to snow in Africa.
There's never snow in
There's
Africa.
never snow there,
It's
dickhead.
Christmas time. No, I had something. I had an idea. I thought I was gonna.
You never have ideas.
What was I gonna say? Here?
Oh, I know what we should talk about.
Go ahead, meow.
Things that people can't buy who are poor.
No,
What?
that's terrible.
I'm kidding.
God damn
I
it.
do need some new
Oh.
dress shoes.
We'll get you some dress shoes.
Okay.
No, what I was gonna say was, is
Yeah.
that how much of your life is based on luck and where you're born in the world, and I think about that quite often actually.
I do have that thought quite a bit.
How lucky you are just to be born in
I
the
do.
right.
You know
part
what?
of-
You know when that thought is best to have too? When you're down on yourself, like when you're like,
Yes.
I wish I had this and I wish I had that.
Yes.
I wish I'd gotten this gig and I wish I was
That's
doing this, and then you go like, man, I also love that there aren't fucking mines on the way
Yeah.
when I walk to the grocery store. There aren't landmines,
right. Yeah.
and that every other person I know isn't dead at like 21.
Oh yeah, and that and that you have the $30 or whatever to go down to the Grove and,
Yeah.
and watch Black Swan.
Yeah.
And hate it.
And hate
and
it.
come home and do a bitchy podcast
Yeah.
about it. And
Like
how
all this shit. and-
wonderful it is.
Yeah, and this is like, yeah, it's incredible. This is the time when you go like, really, it's like
yeah.
when you're having like a great thing where you're just like amazed. You obviously have your appreciation for your situation. You know, when you have like, oh, I can't believe I just got to do this and it's amazing, and you're thankful. But it's when you're doing something that's completely whatever, or you're complaining
Yeah.
about your situation, that you go, holy fuck, I'm such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky that I was born here and that I wasn't born in the fucking Sudan,
Mm-hmm.
and that I'll never ever experience famine and drought. I won't ever experience, like, why are you separating me from my mother? Like,
yeah.
all that crazy
Yeah.
third world shit. Yeah, I mean, how much? And then you think about what would some of those people accomplish if they were born in our situations? Because inevitably, some of them would be amazing contributors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
for
saying?
Sure.
Like, there are people that are born into fucking just the worst situation ever, and they'll never get to contribute because they can't, because their whole life will be based on just trying to stay alive. And when you're just trying to stay alive, you don't really get to work out other
Of
things.
course.
But there are, I'm sure, amazing people that are born into these horrifying situations, which I just realized we have essentially come full circle and given reason why to adopt people. Like, what we were just talking about, we actually
Fuck
are
'em,
just,
let 'em die.
Let
I
it
don't
go.
care.
Let Africa go. Let's start a website called Let Africa Go. Yeah,
Fuck Africa.
yeah.
But on the other hand, I agree. And struggle makes you a lot more interesting. Number one, and
Yes.
we were watching that Gwyneth Paltrow fucking bullshit trailer where she's a soulful country singer.
That looks terrible.
With a heart, give me
That
a break.
looks-
Gwyneth Paltrow
See,
has had nothing but silver
That
spoon.
goes to the
Give me a
trailers
fucking
that you
break.
can go. You watch the trailer and
Yeah.
you go, I don't want to see. But
Kiss my ass,
I
Gwyneth
tell you this
Paltrow.
right now, there are 100 million people in the United States that saw that trailer and go, I cannot fucking wait to
I
see
know.
that movie.
And
That movie's
those-
gonna be a
And you
hit.
know what we do with those people? Send them to fucking Africa
And let it go.
when we
Let 'em
decimate
go.
that country,
Yeah.
go ahead. Let them go.
That movie looks really terrible.
Of course it looks. But see, the thing is that people that have shit lives, shit upbringings, and they do come to this country, they often become very
incredible.
successful.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
those are the people that are really interesting. And how many rich kids have you grown up with that have done absolutely nothing with their lives?
Well, that was the other time that I thought about that a lot, was knowing a lot of rich kids growing up, and especially there was you get to see the full spectrum of people within every demo.
Yeah.
But there's rich kids, like, you shouldn't strongly dislike a kid because he's born in a situation. But I met a lot
I
of
do.
I met a lot
I
of
resent rich people.
entitled rich kids who I always just wanted to go like, you've done nothing except be born. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
you were just born and you have made zero contribution. And I know a number of them that are grown now that I'm like, Are you just you're not going to do anything at all in
No.
life? Like you're just
Well, you
Oh.
don't have to. Why would you?
well, you don't because you're a human. You don't want a sense of accomplishment in life.
No, I personally do. But then on the other hand, my natural inclination is to be very lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Necessity is the only reason I work as hard as I do at anything.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to be raised with a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't fucking do anything. I would travel.
So it's good that you.
I would do heroin. I would
Yeah, these are interesting
have
things
sex
to
with
know.
millions of strangers.
Wait, money would
and-
dictate this?
Yeah, because if you got AIDS or STDs, you just pay somebody to cure it. I find
If
a
you
cure
got
for AIDS.
AIDS, you would just pay somebody. So
Yeah.
your philosophy was like, hey, I'm going to go get AIDS, but I have a lot of money, so just take care of me
Yeah,
now
I can
that
find
I have
a
AIDS.
cure for AIDS, Tommy.
There's
No,
rich
that's
people
what-
with AIDS.
Yeah, Magic
the
Johnson.
only-
No, Magic Johnson beat AIDS, and he's wealthy.
He never had AIDS. He had HIV.
Well, you know what I'm saying. They can't find it in him anymore. He beat it. He
Yeah,
beat
but there's
the
other
HIV.
people. So wait a minute. The only
Money
reason that
trumps all.
the reason that you don't sleep with tons of people is just because you're not rich.
I think that wealth allows you to be above society in many regards.
Yeah, true.
You don't have to be nice to people. You don't
Yeah.
have to cultivate a personality,
Yeah.
and you certainly don't have to find a way to make a living.
Yeah.
And those are my natural antisocial tendencies. Money would allow me to be the antisocial person that
Dick
I
sucking.
secretly want to be.
Who sleeps with thousands
I
of
just added
strangers.
that just to make you upset. I don't think it would make me any more
I think you'd be a
promiscuous.
complete prostitute if you were like that.
No, I know.
You have whorish tendencies.
No, I have dormant whorish tendencies that I don't act upon because I'm too afraid. I'm full of fear.
Right. But if you had that money,
If I had money, I would.
yeah, that's what we were just saying.
I'd have sex with Africa.
With the whole continent?
Yep.
Wow, we've really been going a while here.
All
Maybe we
right.
should
Let-
shut this down.
Let's wrap. You know what we should do? We should bring this back with being thankful for being born where in the good old U.S. of A.
Yeah.
This Christmas. And
Well, we're also gonna
and
pick
listen
up-
to this.
We're gonna pick this up
Yeah.
next week. We're not gonna disclose the location, but we're gonna be in South Florida,
Wow.
and we're going to do a podcast where hopefully we can get some guest appearances, maybe from some aunts, some uncles, some parents,
So
siblings,
exciting.
cousins. Yeah, I'm hoping we can do a mega mommy Christmas podcast. And that's what I'm most excited
The
about.
Mega Mommy.
And if this makes it up in time, which I hope it will, you can also look forward to seeing me, Tom Segura, New Year's Eve in the city of Livonia, I believe, which is on the outskirts, or it's a suburb of Detroit, at Joey's. 2 shows, New Year's Eve.
Wait, the
8
name of the club is Joey's.
It's Joey's, yeah.
You know what? That might be the best name for a comedy club because it's not trying to be creative.
It's better than Flappers.
It's not Flappers or Dr. Grins.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
fucking-
Joey's.
I'm. You know what I'm thankful
for
for?
him.
I'm thankful for fucking Joey's right now.
So am I.
And you're gonna be somewhere. Where are you gonna be New Year's
I'm going
Eve?
to be in San Francisco, the Palace of Fine Arts, with a bunch of other comics. It's not just me.
Yeah,
It's like Nick Thune and Laurie Comartin.
sounds like
It's
a good
cool.
lineup.
Some other people.
Oh, and here's something. I'll tweet. I already retweeted it today, but I saw that I saw on Tom Papa's Twitter line. He tweeted that there's a big Greg Giraldo benefit for his family. That they're doing a show. It's going to be like Jerry Seinfeld, Papa, David Tell, Jim Norton, like all the heavy
Wow.
hitters, and it's all going to Greg Giraldo's family. So
Where is it? Do you know?
in New York. I don't know what
Okay.
date, but I retweeted it, and you can follow me at Tom Segura. You can follow Christina at Christina P.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I thought that was really cool. So if you're in New York and you get a chance, that sounds like an awesome show.
Yeah.
And so we'll pick up next
yeah.
week from your mom's house. Thanks for tuning in. I love you.
Have a great Christmas, everybody.
We're gonna talk to them before Christmas.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, have fun Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
And eat a lot. And
But-
we're...
Ooh,
Oh,
this
good.
smells.
I hope you smelled it.